Hi, I'm Brandon Wolf, Customer Success Manager for IHT, and in this video we're going to talk about the different lessons that you can do online for our online resources for physical education and physical activity. So what I'm going to do first, today's lesson is going to be from the unit of starting at the heart. We have 5 lessons within this unit, and I'm going to talk about the first one, which is called cardiac cost. The heart, of course, is cardiac, and how you can use your heart rate in different ways. So in a low impact, moderate impact, vigorous impact. So the first thing we're gonna do in this cardiac cost lesson is first we're gonna talk about the resting heart rate. So if you have a heart rate monitor like my kids do here and have on, they can easily find their resting heart rate. But we're also gonna talk about 2 other ways that we can also find your resting heart rate. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna have your kids lay down on the floor, somewhere on the floor where you're just gonna lay down flat, rest. So like you're in a resting position. And so basically here what you want your kids to do, what you want kids to do is be at a relaxed state. This could be for 10 to 15 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. Really depends upon how much activity you've done before. So you want to try to do this where you're having less activity as possible. So here the kids are laying down flat, they're resting their eyes. And then now what you can do is if you have a IHT heart rate monitor on, the kids will look at what their lowest number is on their heart rate monitor after that time. But again, if you don't have a heart rate monitor on, you can still do this. So we're going to show you some ways. So let's go ahead and have the kids go ahead and sit on up for me, please. Okay, so 2 ways to do this for your checking your heart rate. The first way you can do is you can check your pulse by using the wrist. So what the students will do is take 2 fingers, they're gonna find their pulse on their wrist, and they are gonna try to find it as it starts pulsing for them on their wrist area. So he's gonna go ahead and take 2 fingers, you're gonna set it on your wrist, and you're gonna try to find that pulse. That's one way to do that, so I'm gonna let him try to find that pulse there. The other way you can do it is taking 2 fingers and then looking at right below the jawbone, right here underneath the neck. This is another way that you can find your heart rate, and this is what you're gonna do 2 different ways. So if you don't have a heart rate monitor on, that's fine. You're gonna find those 2 different ways to find your heart rate. Here's how it works. As soon as the kids they feel their pulse, either on their wrist or underneath their neck, I'm gonna have them count that many beats that they feel on their wrist or underneath their neck for 6 seconds, okay? And they're gonna start with the number 0. So you're actually gonna start with 0, 1, 2, 3, until I tell you to stop. Once I tell you to stop, we're gonna have a number, right? We're gonna have a number. That number, all you're going to do is add a 0 to the end of that number, and that is going to be your resting heart rate. So at this time, feel free to pause the video and go ahead and let's try to see if you can find your resting heart rate. Now that you have found your resting heart rate, we're going to still dive deeper into assessing your cardiac cost lesson. In the next part of our lesson, we're going to start talking about being able to categorize the different ways that your heart rate is using effort. So we want to be able to categorize them from the least amount of cost or heart rate effort to the most or the highest. So here's just a quick little lesson that we can do. I'm gonna have the kiddos here do different activities, and then we're gonna categorize them, and I want them to be able to choose what from 1 to 3 being from the lowest to the highest when it comes to cardiac cost or heart rate effort. So the first one we're gonna do is just a steady jog in place. Okay, so we're just gonna do a steady jog in place, running through. As they're doing that, as they continue to do their steady jog, again, maybe going just a little bit faster than that. Good. Nice. Okay, good work. All right, now stop there. And then the next one we're going to do is a static stretch. So we're going to sit down, we're going to put both feet out, and we're going to reach for our toes without bending our knees. Okay, good. And then the third one we're gonna do is we're gonna sprint in place. So we're gonna run as fast as we can in place, ready, and go. Run, run, run. Fast, 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 fast. Get your arms moving, get your arms moving. Good, good, good. Okay, and stop. So now those are just 3 quick activities that you can do in your house that now what we're going to do is discuss from 1 to 3 what we feel like is the least cardiac cost or heart rate effort to the highest. So what I want you to do at home now is with your crew, decide on what you think 1 through 3 is, and then also come up with 3 different activities and place them from highest or lowest to highest when it comes to cardiac cost. So go ahead and feel free to pause the video and discuss and come up with 3 different exercises or activities that would fall under those categories. All right, I hope you had fun with that activity. Now let's just do a little bit of check for understanding with this lesson. And again, this lesson is in our unit 1 of our IHT curriculum, online curriculum, and it's called Starting at the Heart. And the last part we're gonna do is we're gonna check for understanding. So again, you can have the kids, this could be a discussion, or this could be a pencil paper where the kids are writing things down and making check marks to see if they are understanding this, this cardiac cost activity. So the last part is making sure the kids know if I'm giving them a situation or a different type of condition that they are living under, would their heart rate go up or would it go down? So just some quick little things, again, this is coming straight from our curriculum, is if it was a really hot day, would your heart rate naturally go up or would it be going down? If you're in great shape, that's another condition. What if you were doing activities in the swimming pool? What happens if you don't get much rest the night before the activities? Are you hydrated and have you had a chance to drink all day? So that's another condition that kids can think about, what they feel like if their heart rate's going to go up or go down. And then what if you did these activities at a high elevation on the playground? So again, these are just some quick little check for understanding activities that you do with the students or with your kiddos to see if they are kind of understanding that lesson as a whole. I hope you've enjoyed this first unit, which is Starting at the Heart. It's one of the lessons under there. Next week I will be doing another video, which is lesson 2, which is self-awareness.